Over the years, as we ventured into the unknown, one thing has been made abundantly clear to us, and that's organization matters. Whether we're leaving for a weekend getaway or a full-blown expedition, there doesn't seem to be a difference in the gear we carry. But one thing we've learned is that keeping organized is key to a stress-free and successful trip. So today, we're gonna fix this once and for all. So my goal with this project is to really make the drawer system the crown jewel of our Overland build. And to do that, I have a couple of objectives that I want to keep in mind while we do this project. First, I want to be able to reduce the amount of gear that we carry. In the past, we've carried a ton of gear, a lot of which we didn't even use when we overland. Now, a lot of that is going to be tools and spare parts, and there's some things we just can't avoid carrying with us that we may or may not use on a trip. But there's also a lot of gear that we have that we don't really need, and so we're looking to find ways to shed weight where we can and also free up a lot of space. Following that, my second objective is to keep everything neatly organized. When I open that rear hatch, everything I have should be within eyesight and easily accessible to get in my hands within a matter of seconds. Thirdly, and this one is gonna be a huge one, we are finally ditching the Jackery. Jackery has been our auxiliary power system for the past 2.5 years, and it's done an okay job. It is not perfect. It has not really been enough power for what we're doing, and so we've been needing to upgrade that. And doing this drawer system has also provided us the ability to integrate a power management system. And to do this project, we will be using Redarc's power management system along with a Battleborn battery here. So that being said, let's get into the drawer build. Well, I already made my first mistake working on the first cut. This is supposed to be the base piece for the entire drawer system, and as you can see, we are not perfectly square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this piece, and we're gonna cut it down perfectly square, and it'll have to be the smaller piece that goes above the table. Because we're able to reuse this, we're able to keep on going, and I'm just gonna have to recut this piece that I need here as our base plate. But that's our only allowable error for this project. And if it happens again, we are going to get more lumber. So I had a feeling that it's the tool, not me, that made that error, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Get out of here. Get. Ah. Okay, moment of truth. Please tell me I have 90-degree angle here. Yes, I do. Okay, that's good news. Did something right. Okay, so as you can see, I have gone ahead and torn everything out of the rear hatch here. So it is bare bones, nothing back here. Not a lot to work with here, and that's actually kind of a good thing. We have this one sensor. I don't really know what this sensor is, but we're gonna have to work around it. That is okay, because our base plate is pretty much gonna sit on top of it, and that'll be resting on top of this metal piece here. So let's see if our base piece fits into the rear hatch. Okay, so this should just rest in like such, but I should be able to push it back all the way here. So this is going to be the foundation of our drawer system. Everything gets built up from here. This just offers us a nice flat platform to construct everything. I'm gonna have a little bit of work to do on the sides here. It does not want to push down all the way, and that is because the plastic trim kind of pushes in on this end here. So I'm gonna get a Dremel and cut that back a little. Maybe I can do it with an X-Acto knife. There's not a lot in the way, but it's looking good. I'm really happy with this. This is very much a plan as you go type of project. So Ahead of us lies a lot more measuring and a lot more cutting. So in total, I have about 13 pieces that I have to get cut for the base box, not including the drawers themselves. Along with cutting, we also have a lot of drilling to do for all these pocket holes. And I really like how they look. They're very subtle, very not in the way. And yeah, I think this is going to be really good. This is going to look really good. Not that anybody's going to care. But yeah, this is going to go together really well. The entire build is pretty much going to be held together with wood glue and pocket holes. So we got a lot of drilling to do. We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go. So now that I have recovered from my slight little error, we're gonna go ahead and let that glue dry overnight, and we will pick this up first thing in the morning. All right, well, it is a new day, a new morning, and we're ready to get back on this project. We're gonna go ahead and disassemble the brackets that we have on this platform at the moment, and we're gonna go ahead and install the drawer slides. So now that we have our table slides put in place, we're gonna take this piece right here, which was our original base plate. However, this is the one we messed up and it is no longer square. So we're gonna trim it down, square it up, and it is going to act as a shelf that will sit on top of these slides, and it will divide the pull-out table from the drawers. And the reason we need this is because we're going to have a center divider between the two drawers on top, and we need something that can brace against it. So everything is looking really, really good right now. I'm really happy with how this is coming out. It's starting to look like an actual drawer build. I found a few flaws in my own design, and I kind of had to make improvements on the fly, but everything has worked out really, really well. So as you can see right here behind me, we have this like little cutout part right here, and that is actually where this battery is going to sit in the rear. Now, when it comes to terms of batteries, we've used the Jackery in the past, like I've said, and if you've seen our travels, you've seen how well it's worked for us. But in our travels, we've learned that it's not really enough. So this is a Battleborn 100 amp hour battery. It's more than twice the capacity of what the Jackery could do, and it's relatively the same price. Now, granted, the Jackery has a bunch of accessories onto it, like USB ports and plugs. This is just a bare bones battery, and we have to have all of this in order to support this system, but we will be incorporating it here within this build. We got quite a bit of work done over the weekend, and as usual with these projects, I can either film them or I can work on the project. There's not really an in-between, but I decided to set the camera down and just kind of plug away, and now it's show and tell. So let me show you guys what we did. I went ahead and I stained the table. I absolutely could not wait to do it. As soon as I got it sanded down to, I think, 320 grit, we went ahead and applied the stain, and this is what we are left with. It is absolutely amazing. I love how it came out. I was a little insecure at first with wood stain because I don't normally stain wood, and I don't really know anything about staining, so I wasn't really sure how this would come out. But it came out really good. For this table, we opted to use poplar. And if you guys, actually I have some scrap here. Now this here is poplar, and it's what we use to make the table. And it's not a pretty wood to look at by itself. Most of the times, it's used in it's used structurally in furniture. It's not really used visually for aesthetics because it's just not pretty. It's green and kind of ugly. But it is very cheap and it is very strong. So we decided to see if we could make it work by staining it. Now, because it is a very hard wood, we opted to use a gel stain this time. And I have to say, it came out really, really good. I didn't really do any treatment other than sanding to this wood. And there's a little bit of splotching in a few places, but overall, it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. Now, as for the stain that we used, I opted for General Finishes Candlelight, which, honestly, I was not sure how it would look at first, but I'm amazed with the final results. And if this table says anything about what the rest of the build is going to look like, this is going to be absolutely awesome. Now, I am currently letting the driver's side drawer glue together here, so we're letting that set. But we went ahead and already assembled the passenger side drawer here, and I got it mounted in. And we have a little addition in the corner. That was a change that I kind of made on the fly yesterday. Now, I haven't really fastened anything down yet. The top is still pretty free, just because I want to be able to work in here and wire things up. But that is it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, we will have most of this finished, and we'll be ready for a test fit in the 4Runner. With the test fit successful, it was then time to add in the electrical system, and with that completed, it was time to assemble the rest of the build. I won't bore you too much with the details, but once the drawer faces were cut out, I stained them with the same gel stain we used for the slide-out table. For the final touch, I use a pour-over coat of epoxy for a nice gloss finish. Then, for the grand finale, it was time to put everything together. So today we put the final touches on this drawer system, and it is officially complete. We are done with this project. Now, there are other things that we have to do down the road. I have to wire in the fridge. I have to get a slider for the fridge. I also want to wire in a bunch of camp lights and other electrical accessories. Those are projects for another time. I would love nothing more right now than to take this build and go test drive it up in the mountains and just hit the road and go on some wild adventure with this. I honestly feel ready for it, but we're gonna have to put a pin in that because we are actually 1 week away from executing our Africa trip, and so all our attention is kind of going into that right now. We're really excited for that. We can't wait to share what we see with you guys and share our adventures, and we're super excited for what's to come. There's a lot of amazing things happening right now, and yeah, we're just super stoked for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this build video. Stay tuned for a lot more happening on this channel. I know I haven't been uploading on YouTube that much lately. You can head over to Instagram and follow us there. I'll be posting some of our trip information that's happening there while we're away. And yeah, just stay tuned, and a lot of exciting things are coming.